So in case it wasn't obvious enough, I've been kind of thinking a lot, and also it doesn't help that I was watching the Ghost in the Shell movie on Amazon Prime earlier today, so this is kind of why the slew of 3 videos mostly revolve around Ghost in the Shell. So yes, this is a fanfiction idea that I've actually thought about from time and again, and this is a little more streamed down idea for a Ghost in the Shell Terminator crossover. And honestly, this is something that, like, on one hand, you really have to bullshit your way into how to get the Terminator into Ghost in the Shell together. But at the same time, it's like, if you make it work, well, that's the thing of all stories, really, crossover or otherwise, is like, as long as you can make it work, then, yeah, I don't see why not. Anyway, so, anyway, let's talk about this story. So this story centers around a T-800 unit, not Arnold, that was sent back in time, not to kill John Connor, but to kill Connor's lieutenants and captains in the future, much like the TX's mission in Rise of the Machines. Because, for those who don't know, the Dark Horse Terminator comics were really, and I do stress really, big on the Terminators going back in time and killing people who would help John Connor during the Resistance. That was kind of a big thing. Like I'm not even kidding. 80% of those Dark Horse comics centered around people who would be, in one way or another, helping John Connor fight the Resistance. Fight for the Resistance, excuse me. So in here, we have a T-800 model who has killed a high-ranking lieutenant in the future. Killed them in the past. That mission accomplished. So the Terminator is going to go. So the Terminator is essentially going to be sent back in time. However, the problem is that when that happens, there's something that goes wrong, and it's actually flung into an alternate timeline. The return trip, and I know what you're thinking. Well, isn't the time travel like a one-way ticket? Like, it can't go back? Well, that's the thing, is that Skynet was experimenting on the idea of sending agents back, because it was kind of like, well, it's kind of illogical to just send Terminator after Terminator into the past, because, I could still use them for missions here in the future. So, Skynet devised an idea and a tentative plan to test out its return trip, its return from the past time travel on this Terminator. Didn't exactly work out, because, like I said, the Terminator does go to the future, just an alternate future. The timeline gets completely screwed up, and the Terminator gets lost in the time stream, ending up in the timeline of Ghost in the Shell, where the return trip is hell enough. The going to the past is hell enough, but the return trip was really rough and caused the Terminator to power down. However, it gets eventually found and reawakened by a group who find the Terminator body just kind of lying around. Like, it lost all of it. Its power cell was like stunned. So now these guys who find it seem like, oh well, this guy is passed out, let's mug him. And that's when the Terminator wakes up and starts killing people. And Skynet, who's still connected, despite the timeline being completely different, Skynet, like I said before, is connected to all of its models. So even in the far reach of time, Skynet is looking back, is like, wait a minute, I didn't send you here, what is this? So the more the T-800 goes around and looking at this world, Skynet's like, hold up. There's technology everywhere. These people are more or less machines like my Terminators, and there's no John Connor. Oh shit! So Skynet basically orders this Terminator to be like, all right, you are a piece of me, so you are going to slowly infect this world with me. So I will not only have control of this Earth's future, but I will have control of a different timeline's Earth. And it also really makes Skynet go, oh, this is going to be so good, because once I figure out this time travel bullshit, I am really going to mess with the time stream. So that was the thing, is that this T-800 is now going around trying to implant Skynet into vital areas of the Ghost in the Shell universe, mostly the Zaibatsus, which are these major corporations in Japan. However, it doesn't go unnoticed by, of course, Section 9, who are instantly like, what the hell is this? Because we've never seen an AI like this that is evolving at this rate and learning from us like that. Like, it's burning through firewalls. Yes, the irony's not lost on me of saying that. But, like, it's going through firewalls and security passes, like, in minutes. Like, what is this? So, of course, Section 9 gets put out and finds the Terminator, who they think is like this rogue agent, maybe maybe working or an agent of the Laughing Man, because this would be like standalone complex time. And they're like, maybe this guy is working for the Laughing Man or the Infinite Seven or something of that degree. So they go in and try to stop it, and when they capture the Terminator, they're like, what the hell is this guy made of? There is no way he is put together with these kind of parts. Like, they're both advanced and not at the same time. There's a nuclear reactor for his body. What is this? He's completely 100% mechanical. These shouldn't be real. So, when they when they want to find more answers, the Major goes into the Terminator's head, and at that moment, Skynet's waiting for her, and Skynet's like, "Thank you for letting me in." So now Skynet is inside the Major, and the Major is just fighting control from Skynet. That would be the big thing, is that Skynet would be trying to control the Major and subsequently Section 9, but the Major is trying her best to hold off its control and its influence on her, while taking on this Terminator, who is now, after it breaks free from Section 9, kills its way through several hundred people. It's now building like this universe's version of T-800s, or at least taking control of Tachikomas and modifying them into a Ghost in the Shell version of the T-100. Which, again, was... for those who don't know, I actually don't mind Rise of the Machines, the third Terminator movie. I don't mind it. I really don't. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says. I'm not going to stand here and say it's good. I am in no way going to say it's a good movie. But it's, comparatively to the other two movies, and possibly how Dark Fate's gonna go, it's not that bad. If you want to compare against Salvation and Genesis, it's not that bad. But rant over. So, anywho, so that was kind of my idea for Terminator with Terminator with Ghost in the Shell. Was this idea of what if a Terminator accidentally fell into the timeline of Ghost in the Shell? So that was pretty much the idea. What would it be like? What would Skynet's reaction be to that, and what would be Section 9's reaction to that? And how would Skynet kind of like break through a lot of like the tech that has it? And I also was thinking that when Skynet keeps evolving and learning about this universe, Skynet is actually like taking control of people and working its will slowly like a plague through Tokyo, through the people of Tokyo, because their brains are usually so cybernized that Skynet can just move right in with no problem. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this idea? Do you guys like it, hate it? Because I was really curious. I've done a few here and there with Ghost in the Shell of crossovers. I think I've only done two now that I think of it. Like, one was with Alien and Predator, and another was with RoboCop. So yeah, but it was actually funny because Terminator was like the first one I thought of, but I didn't really have a good idea for it. So let me know in the comments below if this was a good idea or not. So once again, just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.